Howdy folks, Rambler here. Today I'm going to show you the Kifaru Lost Parka pullover, the Lost Parka pants. So basic rundown before we get started. I am 5'11", about 205 pounds, give or take a little bit, depending on the week. This is size extra large. So as far as fit goes, this is very comfortable for me. I have plenty of room for layering underneath. It's not tight and restricting. You know, I can move my arms all around, and I got plenty of range of movement. You know, I can squat. I can do everything. So, what are the features of this jacket? First off, it has 3.6 ounce Apex insulation. It has 500E Cordura and their Kifaru Rhino Shield, I think they call it, ripstop DWR nylon. So obviously the multicam version. The Cordura goes from about mid-chest down to the bottom, and it stops here on the sides. You also have 500D Cordura about halfway on each cuff, all the way down to about right here. So just before where the armpit area starts. It's got quarter zip. It has a hood. Let me just zip it up here so you can see it. It has cinches. Apologize if that was noisy. My microphone's right here. So those are the basic features. And you have the hoodie pocket, complete pass-through. And on the inside of the hoodie pocket, there are two hand warmer pockets that run from about right here down to the bottom, and they're separated in the middle. So they're two separate vertical pockets like this. The hoodie pocket itself is very roomy. It's the entire front section here, so a lot of vertical room, a lot of room to stash gloves or, you know, small binos, you know, beanie, things like that. Anything you want to fit in there. A lot of times when I'm out camping, after I make a meal, I'll, you know, in a mountain house pouch or a cozy or something, I'll stick it right in here instead of, you know, putting it in my jacket or something, you know, elsewhere. I'll just keep it right here in my hoodie pocket. Helps keep me a little warmer, and it keeps the meal warm, nice and insulated. You don't have to bring a separate, you know, insulated cozy bag for your food. I usually just keep them right in the pouch that came in, or if it was a homemade meal, one of my, you know, vacuum seal bags. Let's see, what other features do we have here? It has a waist cinch here, if you want to suck it in on the bottom. So, what do I really like about this? One, is very comfortable. The quality is excellent. I love that it has Cordura in all of the high wear locations. One of my main issues with other kind of puffy jackets, insulated jackets, is a lot of them are kind of fragile. And especially when you're sitting around a campfire or something, you really got to be careful. And you have to be careful of this one too, because if it's an ember or something lands on the nylon, it's going to burn a hole. But, you know, just for doing camp chores or just, you know, you don't really have to baby it as much because you have a large section of Cordura, especially on the sleeves in here. You just don't have to worry about it as much. So the high wear locations on the jacket are all covered and a lot tougher than your typical. Comfort. The fit, it's kind of loose. I wear a typical extra large in just about everything. Again, I'm 5'11", about 205. This gives me plenty of room for layering underneath. I have full range of motion. I can go up above my head without it really pulling up too much. You know, I can arms together. I can reach one arm up. You know, good fit. Yeah, so it's 3.6 ounce Apex. Right now I'm just wearing a white t-shirt underneath. It is, let's check, make sure we get the temperature right. It's 42 degrees. And I am perfectly comfortable. Just before this, I was moving around a good bit here in the yard, taking care of a few things, and I started to get a little too hot, so I unzipped it all the way, took my beanie off. But around this temperature range, I'm gonna say 35 to 45, I'm usually perfectly comfortable, stationary activity, and just this with a t-shirt. And when it starts dropping below 35, I'm gonna add some more layers. I'm gonna add a long sleeve base layer, and I'll probably add a little wool pullover as well under it. And that'll take me down to easily 15 degrees or so. You know, beyond that, I'll add in maybe another layer, or I'll add a hard shell over the top of this, or my wool anorak, depending on what I'm doing. So I really like this for my main insulation layer. It layers good under other jackets. It has plenty of room for layering underneath it. And if I'm wearing it as my outer layer, again, I don't have to really worry as much when I'm out, you know, maybe prepping wood for a fire, or if I'm going to be laying down glassing on a hilltop or something. I just don't have to worry as much about poking a hole in it. You know, I really like the Cordura face fabric. Let's see, what else about this jacket? So it has a hood. One downside with the hood is the material is loose. The way they sew it, because it's Apex, it's a continuous fiber insulation. Even if you have it cinched down, it doesn't move with you. It just slides because it has that slick ripstop underneath. So a lot of times I'll take the hood off entirely, especially if I'm going on a trip where some of my other garments might have a hood. I leave the hood at home. When I'm here at home or using it around the house, I'll typically put the hood back on, just so I have it in case I start getting chilled. But when I'm out on a trip, I'm gonna have my trapper hat and stuff with me, so I don't even bother bringing the hood, just because I don't see the point. So I really like this thing. It's comfy. The price is, you know, it's a little high for what it is, but not, you know, crazily so, because if you look at any of the other insulated jackets out there, you know, your typical down sweaters, down pullovers, synthetic puffies and stuff, they're all around the same price point, give or take a little bit. And this is really top-notch quality. It's your typical Kifaru quality, high-quality stitching, high-quality materials, 100% made in the USA, all the way down to the thread and the needles used to put it together. So I have no complaints with this. Is it the warmest insulated jacket ever? No. It's only 3.6 ounce Apex, so you need to plan accordingly. You know, when you start getting down below 20 degrees, you're definitely going to want to modify your system and add, you know, other layers and other things to this. But down to about 15, 20 degrees, if you add, you know, some 1 or 2 thin layers underneath, you're going to be comfortable. Since it is the continuous fiber insulation, again, Apex, it really cuts the wind exceptionally well. The Cordura blocks the wind all by itself. And then their ripstop fabric also does a pretty good job of cutting the wind. It has a pretty strong DWR applied to it, so it does shed light rain pretty well. I typically don't wear this around when it's raining a whole lot, but if I am out somewhere and I start getting a light drizzle or something, I'm not overly concerned, because it does just beat up and roll off. And even if it did wet through with the Apex insulation, it still works remarkably well when it's wet. But if I can help it and it starts raining and I'm out, I'll throw on my poncho or a rain shell or something like that over it. All right, let's take a look at the pants. So I'll put them on here in a second. Same basic materials. You have your ripstop nylon, then you have Cordura over the knees, Cordura on the cuffs, and Cordura on the butt, all the way down to about, I don't know, a third of the way down or so. It has zippers that go all the way down. One downside, it doesn't have pockets. But, all right, let's unzip this thing here. So I usually do it from the bottom. All right. So you can unzip the top down as well, but I usually don't find a great need to do that. But if you're a bigger guy or something, you know, you most certainly can. And to pull up over your waist, I usually will pull that side down just a little bit. All right, and after you get it on, just pull the zipper back up on that side. The Velcro there. You can see I'm putting it over all my multi-tool and all that stuff, so it's a little snug there. Then let me slide that out of the way if I can. There we go. All right, so once you get it on, as Velcro pulls to keep the zippers locked in place, and then you have a cinch you can pull here to cinch up. Oh, I pulled it all the way through. Get that back in there. All right, so you can cinch it up, then lock that down. All right, so it does not have pockets. Kind of would have liked to have seen pockets in it, but really it's not a big deal. I have the pullover, I have this nice big pocket right here, so I'm not too concerned. Now together these things are super warm. I very rarely wear these on their own. Once in a while, if I'm in like a base camp or something, I'll wear them over just a pair of long johns if it's real cold out. Otherwise I'm putting them on when I get to camp over my existing pants that I'm wearing, in which case they're very warm. Right now at 42, I already feel the heat building up, and you know, you would be too warm in pretty short order with, you know, another full layer of pants. And pants I'm wearing under these are Duluth fire hose pants, so they're pretty thick already. Now, as you noticed, so this is a size large pants. I typically wear about a 34, 35 waist pants. So I got a pistol on as well as a multi-tool. So it is a tight squeeze trying to get over those. Normally I wouldn't have a multi-tool in my belt, so it would go on super easy. That's why I was having a little trouble right there. So again, I'll kind of pull this up so you can kind of see them. Same insulation, 3.6 ounce Apex. These are great. If you're looking for you know, insulation layers, top and bottom, and you want to support a US company with products completely made in the USA, extremely high quality, you cannot go wrong with the Kifaru Lost Parka products. They also have a full zip top version with just hand pockets. I like the pullover personally, so if I do decide to wear this on the move, my pack belt can go through the pullover. But really, I just like the hoodie pocket on an insulated jacket. Just, I can get my hands together, feel like I stay warmer. I can stash items I'm using all the time. You know, if I'm pulling my beanie and gloves on and off, you know, I can put them right here. Or, you know, I can keep, if I have my phone or a battery charger or something plugged in, not battery charger, battery pack, you know, I can keep that all right here so it stays nice and warm while it's charging stuff. Keep my headlamp in here. You know, just little things like that. I kind of would want to see pockets on here, if maybe just a leg pocket just to stash something. I don't know. It's not a big deal, like I said, but I think it would be nice if it had pockets on here. But it's not a deal breaker that they don't. Again, you have this huge hoodie pocket, so I don't find myself missing them. I just kind of find myself wanting them just because I'm used to pockets in my pants. It's really the only thing. I have no complaints about these whatsoever. I've had one version of these or another for a long period of time. I had a Highlander set that I recently sold off. I prefer multicam is all, that's the only reason. And yeah, I love these things. They go on all my cold weather trips. They're comfortable to sleep in. They have a nice feel to the skin. I don't get too hot and clammy in them. If I choose to sleep in them as extra layers. Yeah, they're great. If you're in the market for some insulation, I recommend you check them out. All right, thanks guys.